We just heard Jordan Peterson give an excellent fireside chat. There were some concerns that we were having amongst ourselves right here, and one of the things that I took away from his conversation over about tearing down sort of existing and large systems was, it sounded to me like he was hedging against the Bitcoin standard, almost warning us that there could be things that we're not thinking about that could be a byproduct of us tearing down this established system. To me, it sounds like he needs to read a few more Bitcoin books, but are these valid concerns to you, Michael?
I'm going to send him a pair of laser eyes. Look, I think if you have a good idea and 99% of the world doesn't understand it, you ought to pursue the good idea, and you don't got to worry about hedging because you'll go to 2% understanding it, then 4, then 8, then 16. The world has a way of hedging itself. You don't need to hedge yourself.
Love that. Zuby, I'd love your take. Do you think Jordan Peterson was being too bearish?
No, I don't think he was being bearish. I think he was just ushering in a sense of caution, right? Because when you've got this hyper bullishness on anything, right? When people get too bullish on a policy, people got bullish on lockdowns, people got bullish on mask mandates, people get bullish on everything, and it means that they're not thinking about the potential repercussions of it because they're so focused on that one thing. So I don't think he was being overly bearish. Another great point he made is that if you have something that offers value to the world, it is the ethical and right thing to do to promote and sell it, right? So a lot of times people have issues with people being salesy, but if you're selling something that is good and is of a benefit to the world, you've got something such as Bitcoin, then it's our duty to tell people about it. It's our duty to spread this message.
Absolutely. And one of the other statements he made was, what good is a product if no one knows it exists? I wanted to add to that, and knows how to use it. We in Bitcoin are facing that adoption hurdle right now, trying to onboard as many new users, explaining it to them in any way possible. Michael, what are your thoughts on his statement then?
I think the way you deliver any product to billions of people is put it on a mobile app. And I think that Lightning is the transformational technology that's going to bring Bitcoin to the billions.
Color me surprised that the author of the mobile wave talked about the mobile push. Zuby, would love your thoughts as well.
Sure. On
marketing Bitcoin to
marketing
the masses.
Bitcoin. Yeah. Well, I think we discussed this a little bit yesterday, saying that it might need different approaches for different places as well. Because of course, the first point is people learning what is this Bitcoin thing, right? So certainly, developed markets, even some aspects of some parts of developing countries, mobile app, great way forward. But people need to be having conversations. People need to be talking about this. And also, it's important even to highlight some of the issues with the current system. Oftentimes, people are not that on board with Bitcoin because they don't understand the issues with the current system. If you're in a place where inflation is 100% per year, it's much easier to be sold on this concept rather than, we've got bad inflation here, but it's not at that insane level where it's a complete easy sell.
On that point, one of the comments that Jordan Peterson did make was that sometimes it is more merciful to let something die. We're talking about killing the current financial system, breaking down the banks. Alex, how are we going to do that? How are we going to see the death of the current financial system we have?
Look, competition, it makes us all better. Competition is good for Bitcoin. Keep it coming. Bitcoin has a way of circumventing, and it's decentralized enough to eat up everything, including the current fiat system. So,
Michael, I'd love your thoughts as well.
Free markets are going to evolve faster. New banks will arise that embrace Bitcoin. Old banks that reject it will shrink. It'll be a very evolutionary, progressive process. I don't worry. Some governments will embrace it. Some governments will reject it. The world will work out its differences, and Bitcoin will rise above all.
Awesome. Zuby, any last words?
Yeah, I would just add in that we just need to make sure that they, when they die, they don't get bailed out and resuscitated once again and again and again, because that's the problem. So let them go.
Let the free market operate as it should. Guys, coming up next is going to be the unwinding of the petrodollar panel, something that I've been looking forward to immensely. Curious, what are you expecting out of this panel, Michael?
I think they're going to talk about the consequences of the Russia sanctions and the fact that everybody in the world is questioning their treasury strategy and wondering whether they can settle their difference in something that is fair and equitable, like Bitcoin.